today. Happy Wednesday. It's good to see you guys. Sorry our schedule's been a little bit off this week. You know, the holidays and everything. And we also had a little incident in the parking lot where a pipe burst. And our parking lot was like a full sheet of ice. And there's a bunch of nasty debris in the parking lot now today. But thank goodness the weather was a little bit warmer yesterday and the sun melted it all. Charlie, say hello to everyone. Hi. We say hi. Charlie is here today. James is producing. Hi, James.
Hello.
Becca is gone today. Everybody's fine. Everybody's completely fine. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not say. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say everybody's fine. James is here today producing. And Charlie is here. Look, Charlie. Say good. No, you got to stand up. Say good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie will be 9 months old on the 5th. And I don't know how that happened. He's a mess. He's an absolute mess. So we might cut the live a hair short today if we can get it done early, simply because he missed a nap already this morning. And we're a tad fussy. So bear with us. Bear with us. But good morning, everyone.
Hello.
I'm so glad that y'all are here today. If you got a Cricut for Christmas, this is the perfect live for you, and this is the perfect place for you. If you're brand new, we want to welcome you here. My name is Rachel Langston, and that's my husband, James, you'll hear, and this is my sweet baby, Charlie, and I am an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb, and it's completely our deal here. The only thing we strive to do is to make you a confident and well-rounded crafter in whatever area of crafting you're passionate about. So today we're using a Cricut, but we use a lot of laser cutters and sublimation and sewing and woodworking and UV resin and more. I mean, we dabble in just about everything craft related. So if you are in need of an incredible community, look no further than Oak and Lamb. We are nearing the last couple of days of our sale. I'm going to be mentioning it a couple times during this video. We've had lots of people on board in the past couple of weeks, which is incredible. And with the sale ending coming really soon, the 31st, we have some last minute people coming in, which is incredible. So if you would like to join today, click the link in the comments or the link in the description below. You will get $45 off your yearly membership with us at Oak and Lamb. Use the code JINGLE, JINGLE at checkout to get that. And that's not only $45 off of your first year, but that's every consecutive year you choose to stay with us here at Oak and Lamb. How about a passy? Good. So if you're interested, definitely join. It's a great time to join. The sale's almost over and it won't be back till next Black Friday. And you really want to take advantage of that while you can. Charlie is currently chewing on the mic.
That's nice.
Sorry.
The volume went red for a second, so it probably didn't sound too good.
Sorry, guys. Here's your cup. Look, here's your cup. I'm going to make your daddy come get you. Look. Play with your cup. But yeah, join Oak and Lamb. It's an incredible time. Also, I have to tell you, we are 10, not 100, not 500. We are 10 subscribers away from 14,000. What? It's insane. So we would love to hit 10,000 today, maybe even during this live. That would be incredible. To end the year with 14,000 YouTube subscribers would be amazing. So if you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, can you subscribe? Click down below. It's completely free to do so. It takes 2 seconds. We would love for you to subscribe to us here at Oak and Lamb. It is one of the many ways that you can support us and what we do. Now, Cricut beginners need Oak and Lamb. We have launched on Black Friday a brand spanking new course that's perfect for Cricut beginners, and I'll tell you all about it a little bit later. But if you're a Cricut beginner, you need to join. Okay, James, take over. Take over. I think he tossed his passy over there. I don't even know where it's at, but he tossed it. Jan, yes, everyone like and subscribe. It's free. It is free. Good luck, Daddy. He's going to go be a producer and a dad all in one. So prayers for James during this live. Oh, let's see. Christina, you will definitely get 10 by the end of the year. I think so too, Christina. I think so too. Nikki, he's crawling so crazy. Nikki, he is weeks away from walking. He is crawling so fast. If I leave the room, he is in there lickety split. He is very motivated to crawl, which James was crawling and walking at 9 months. He was walking at 9 months. So he's taken after his daddy with that, which in my mind is kind of crazy because I think he's too little developmentally to be walking. I think that he needs to be older to learn how to walk so that he can reason better and make better choices as he's walking around. But that's not the deal I got. So he's going to be walking around and running around as a 9-month-old, which is going to be absolutely terrifying. So pray for me there. But hello, Susan. Hi. You need a playpen in the studio. We definitely do need a playpen in the studio. I don't know if he'd stay in it long enough if he sees mom and dad right here having fun. I don't think he'd stay in it. Now, if I was sitting, chilling, working, I think he would stay in it and play for a while. Okay, let's get started on supplies. Hello, Charlie. Here he comes. Hello, Charlie. Have at it. We're going to be making a t-shirt today. 2 layers of iron-on. We're going to make this super simple. So if you happen to be a Cricut beginner, you need to watch this live carefully. We do have some other training along with our incredible, Becca, where in the world is the first page? Here it is. We have our incredible O&L workbook that goes along with the free course that's included in membership, which is all about Cricut beginners. It will allow you to learn everything you need to know about your machine. We have this amazing booklet. It has terminology in it, when to use what mat, hotkeys in Design Space, and little shortcuts you can use. So many things that are super, super useful, including in and outs, over 20 videos on how to use your machine, everything from Design Space to the differences in vinyl to the products that we recommend you getting as a Cricut beginner. How to use HTV, how to use printable HTV, how to use vinyl, printable vinyl, print and cut, how to calibrate. We literally teach you everything you need to know in that course. So if you are interested, that's how you can master your Cricut, is becoming an Oak and Lamb member and getting that free course. Free to all members, which is amazing. The value of that course pays for your membership, by the way. It's incredible. The value of the course is amazing. So grab the membership for $45 off. But for supplies, super easy. We have a Cricut. You can use any Cricut you want. We're using a Maker 3 today, but you can use an Explorer 3, a Maker, Cricut Explorer Air 2, whatever you have. We have white HTV and this like corally color HTV. This is going to be a shirt for New Year's Eve. We are having a New Year's Eve live. It's not going to be like a big extravaganza, like 4-hour-long live, but we are having a live on Saturday. We thought that would be super fun. It's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so noon here, just so you guys can ring in the new year a little bit early with us here at Oak and Lamb, and then go and do your fun New Year's Eve things. It's our first New Year's with Charlie, so I don't know what we're going to do. Probably go over to my in-laws' house and play some games. That's usually what we do. So we have our Cricut. We have our iron-on, 2 different layers. Mat, super important. So we have a good, relatively new standard grip mat. We have a cotton shirt. This one is a Gildan. I'm pretty sure it's 100% cotton. I could be wrong. So yeah, it's half and half. So half cotton, half poly. This is going to work great. So this is the shirt that we have. And we have a mini Easy Press and our large Easy Press mat. This is my preferred combination, which is the mini Easy Press and the biggest Easy Press mat. I don't know why I like that combination the best, but I definitely do. Okay. Both of my girls were walking at 9 months. My oldest started to walk at 9 months. That's scary to think about, honestly. Kathy, this will be my first New Year's with you. I missed the Christmas, my first, because I was working site. Kathy, first of all, thank you so much. We hope that you are going to love our little New Year's Eve live stream on Saturday. And it's totally fine that you missed the Christmas Eve live. That's okay. We totally understand that you were working. I hope you did watch the replay. It was really fun. Becca and Anna got a little heated with some challenges. There was a couple of awkward silences where I was like, do I butt in because they're twins and they're sisters? I don't know what to do here. I wish I had Jan here as backup, but you know. Anyways, it was a really fun live. It was great. Okay, so ask any questions that you have. Let us know what we can do to help you. Lives are for asking questions. Lives are for the ability to allow us to get to know you better and you to get to know us better. So let us know what we can do for you. Okay, first things first, you want to measure your shirt. James, you do not have to go overhead. You just keep doing what you're doing, which is feeding Charlie. That's important. So do not, and I mentioned this in the course as well, the free course, you're not going to see as much detail in today's video as the course, of course, because that's going to be jam-packed with super fine details of everything you need to know. It's kind of like Cricut for Dummies, but in like a respectful way. If you have never even opened your machine before, that's going to be the course that's going to really set you on the right path. So this one's going to be a little faster paced. There might be some things I'm confused about, or, how'd you do that in Design Space? That course at Oak and Lamb is going to allow you to go super slow and learn the skills you need to know at your own pace. You have it for a lifetime. You can rewatch it just like you can rewatch this live if you so choose to do so. Okay, let me see here. I'm so behind on my O&L lives. It's been so busy here. Christina, that's okay. Catch up when you can. We're so glad that you're here. Thanks for popping in and commenting. You're amazing. Okay, measure your shirt. If you have a child size 12-month like Charlie wears right now, measure it. If you have an adult 3X, measure it. Do not ever guess on the size for these. So we're going to take a tape measure. I usually like them this is an adult large. I usually like these around 8 inches wide. And it looks like 8 inches will fit really well on here. We could probably even do 7, to be honest. I'm going to stick with 8 inches wide. And of course, length depends. I mean, you got a lot of shirt to work with. You don't want it to be like down to the bottom of the shirt. But if it's normally a square-ish design, it should look fine. Okay, measure your shirt. Now, James, if you can, switch us to my computer. Okay, here is the cut file we're working with. Becca created this last year for New Year's. It's adorable. New Year wishes and midnight kisses. So this is what I'm going to put on this gorgeous purple shirt. I'm going to size this width at 8 inches, and the height is also 8 inches. So it'll fit nicely on this shirt. So we're going to do a couple of things here in Design Space just to make it easier for us. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my Cricut. I like doing it before it prompts me. Since we're putting this on a purple shirt, we're going to change the color of this. The text, I want to be white, and my little kiss mark here is actually going to be like this kind of corally pink color, which is going to look super cute on the purple. Okay, so this was just for visualization purposes. I recommend doing this if you're a beginner so that when you see your multiple mats, it's not super confusing for you. Because, of course, I have white HTV and that coral HTV here. So if I left that like black and red or whatever it was, it could be a hair confusing to someone who is new. So that's one thing that we have to do. If you're a beginner, I recommend it. Now, usually if you're putting this on like a shadow box or, I don't know, a plate or something, you should put the dimensions of your actual physical item here in Design Space. That's one of the big tips that we have for placing and sizing something correctly. However, with a t-shirt, it's just harder to do that. So we do this method of making sure we measure the t-shirt properly. Now, that's literally all that we're doing. These are going to cut out on separate mats since they're separate colors. We have this set. We have it set to Maker 3. We're going to click Make It. Here's one mat. Here's our other mat. Looks perfect. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do here. The next thing you have to do with a iron-on project is mirror your image. So you have to mirror your image because when you purchase HTV, it's actually made with transfer tape built in, meaning you have to place it transfer tape side down on your mat so your Cricut doesn't cut your transfer, it cuts your material. That being said, you have to mirror your image since you're placing it on basically backwards. So this is something that I forgot to do a lot in the beginning of my Cricut journey, sadly. So if you forget to do this a couple times, it's understandable, it's okay. You always place the vinyl on your mat shiny side down when using HTV as well, which again is something you can forget to do. So once you have both of these mirrored, you're just going to click continue. Connect to your machine. My machine is on and ready to go. And I'm going to click, where are we? Everyday Iron-On. Here we go. Everyday Iron-On. That's what I like to choose. Now, the Iron-On brand that we're using right now is Caesar. This is Caesar Easy Weed, not Cricut brand. We don't love Cricut's brand of Iron-On. I would say unfortunately, but it's not really unfortunate. We just don't like it. I did link down below our preferred brand and where we get it, which is 143vinyl.com. If you guys are in the market for some iron-on, that's a great place. We have a relatively new blade in, so we're going to leave that default pressure there. And again, if you're like, what is that? What's the pressure for? You know, what does this edit tools mean? You'll learn a lot in that Cricut course. If you're a Oakenland member, go check it out. You can print out your booklet. So now we're going to click. We're done. We're gonna click nothing. You can remember the setting if you want to. This mat is gonna also be cut out of Everyday Iron-On. So if you want to do that, you can click remember the setting. That way you can just load in this mat, have it cut, load in this mat, have it cut, all that good stuff. Now I thought about today switching it and making my Kiss like a glitter heat transfer vinyl, which is a totally different setting. You cannot cut glitter heat transfer vinyl on the same setting as regular heat transfer vinyl. So there's some in and outs there, but again, it's not hard when you get the hang of it. So James, if you don't care to go overhead, we will switch this up here. So here's our t-shirt. I'm going to switch over to the comments to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, Kat said, oh, Rach, I just did a sublimated baby blanket. 10 sheets of A-sub paper not mirrored. Kat, when I tell you I do that so often, oh, gosh, I'm so sorry, Kat. That is so sad. Okay. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Linda, hi. It's fine that you're late. Better late than never, Linda. The party just started. So here's our mat. I'm going to take our white HTV off our roll. We love to get bulk rolls of black and white since we use them so often here. And they're honestly a really great value, especially when you get them from 143 Vinyl. The only thing I don't understand is instead of it being 12 inches wide, it's 11.8 inches wide, which I don't know. It's just odd. So if you can see, there's a shiny side and then a duller side here. So this shiny side is what we want to put face down. So this is how I put HTV from a roll onto my mat. I take it, place it down just like that. Now I might not get this right the first time. And that's decent. You can see I'm kind of curving out a little bit, but that is totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and reference Design Space. You don't have to see it. It's totally fine. I'm going to make sure I have enough down here. It's a little bit below the 9-inch mark. So I need to cut a little bit below that. So I'm going to grab my Cricut True Control knife. Cut straight across, or relatively straight across. It's not a great straight line, but no one's perfect. I'm going to get my little piece of tape again, tape that up just like that. Now I'm going to bray this down. Now again, this is shiny side down on my mat. My design is mirrored. Now I'm going to cut this. Let me bring my Cricut in so you can see what's going on with that. Here's my Cricut. I hope you guys can see. I think you guys can see. James will tell me. I'm going to load it in. And I know it's always weird for you guys to see the Cricut backwards, but our cords will not reach to flip the Cricut around. Sometimes on pre-recorded videos, I have the ability to flip them, but if there's like 20 or 30 clips cutting in between, it's just a little bit hard for me to make them all perfectly, like look perfectly straight, so sometimes I don't do it. We always hear about it. Okay, now once you load in your mat, it measures your mat length and then it will show you a flashing start button. When you're flashing, you're good to go. I'm going to make sure that my fine point blade has no debris on it or anything before we start this. Last thing I need is to have this cut improperly and waste some vinyl. Okay. Now I'm going to press start. We're going to let that cut out. Okay, one mat's going to go. We're going to let the other mat cut as well. And then I will, while we're waiting, we'll preheat our Easy Press. Again, I'm using the Mini. If you guys have a big 15 by 15 heat press, if you guys have a 9 by 9 easy press, a 6 by 7, 10 by 12, anything works. It's okay. Whatever you want to do, James, it really doesn't matter. I know you were a little bit busy earlier. Let me see. Kat, could you make the blanket for someone? Jan said, Kat, could you make the blanket for someone dyslexic or tell the person to flip the image after the pic is taken? That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. You guys are too funny. Robin said, I thought I was being cute and set up my printer to automatically mirror, but I printed my resume to a PDF and sent it out during my interview. The guy was so confused. Robin, that is so something I would do. That is hilarious and sad. I'm so sad that that happened. Bless your heart. Oh my gosh. She said, I didn't really want that job anyway. It was a practice interview. There you go. There you go, Robin. Michaela, aloha. Did you know Michaela is my Hawaiian name? Did you know that? No, it's LaKayla. LaKayla is my Hawaiian name. My aunt got that for me on you guys remember those itty bitty license plates that you would put on the back of your bikes? It was from Hawaii and it said LaKayla. My sister's name is Kayla and mine's LaKayla. I don't know. Fun squirrel chase by Rachel, by yours truly. Okay. This is still cutting out. The tools that we will need for this is our True Control knife. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're phenomenal. We're also going to need a regular weeder tool. And I think that's it right now. Now, some people might want to cut everything out and then weed everything out. I like to cut, weed, depending on how many mats that I have. I always weed on the mat. Weeding on the mat is one of my bread and butter things that I love to do. I refuse not to weed on the mat. If I ever have to do this thing called reverse weeding and I have to weed off the mat, I'm always so sad. And it takes me like twice as long. Honestly, it's ridiculous. So, bless you, Charlie. I'm going to take my True Control knife. James, you can go overhead if you want. I'm going to see where I have cut, and I'm going to cut off the excess here. And you can totally save this excess. This is good for something. Maybe not this. I'll probably cut that off, but you can save this chunk for something for sure. And now I'm going to weed. I always prefer to weed from the outside. Tanner used to always start like in the middle, like he would remove that from a letter and then start weeding. Oh my gosh, it would give me such anxiety. Now, everybody can weed their own way. It's totally fine. But if you're a beginner and you're like wanting some tips, I always like to weed from the outside in. And after I get the corner, I set my weeding tool down when I'm working with HTV, and I just start going around. Now, that's a big open space because this is where a kiss mark is going to go, because remember, this is mirrored. So I'm going to go through here and gently start pulling. Just go all around. Just like this. And if you are new here, most of the incredible ladies and gentlemen in the comments are like Cricut experts at this point. They're here for moral support, honestly. They don't need to know this. They're just here to support the channel and to support us, which is incredible. So don't waste this opportunity if you want to pick their brains. Ask them some incredible questions. Our members are some of the smartest Cricketers that I have ever known. So definitely ask them questions while you're here if you're a Cricut beginner. Again, if you are, there is another way for you guys to be able to pick other Cricketers, other crafters' brains in our membership, and that is our private Facebook group. We have a group unlike any other. It is chock full of like-minded, crafty individuals who do nothing but lift each other up and inspire each other and help each other. When you guys post questions or post your incredible finished projects, you inspire us on a daily basis and you inspire everyone else on a daily basis. I mean, it's incredible. It's a great place to be, super fun, super engaging, super inspiring. That's only one of the many perks of membership. We have hundreds of cut files, which Miss Becca creates cut files for and adds to very, very frequently. We also have a free commercial use license attached to all of our cut files, so you can sell any project you make using our cut files and fonts or our cut files completely free. It's completely free to do that. Completely legal. It's amazing. No extra cost to you. Now this is done. I always weed my insides one row, one word at a time so that I'm not messing anything up. Usually when I'm weeding regular vinyl, I will say, read your word. That way you know you haven't messed anything up. But this is reversed. This is mirrored. So you're not going to know if you left anything out or messed anything up, really. So that looks great. We're going to set that to the side. Place this vinyl on our mat. This is a scrap piece, as you can clearly tell. Here we go. I'm going to braid this down. Our other layer is also mirrored. It is reversed. I'm going to place this in the Cricut, let that cut. You guys don't need to see that. And then someone mentioned I have something in the middle of a, what did they say? Rachel, is there a little thing to weed between the W and the I? No, there's not. Good eye, but no, there's not. Nope. This was hand lettered, by the way, by Becca. So we can just blame her. We can be like, Becca, but no, there's nothing. Good eye, though. Good eye, Carol. Always reverse words. Michaela. Yes. Yes, we've all learned that the hard way with sublimation and as well with HTV. Okay, so while that's cutting out, it's going to take no time to weed. I'm going to preheat our mini easy press. You want to go 315 degrees if you're using a regular heat press with like a temperature setting. For us, we're going to use the second setting of our heat press. We're also going to grab a Teflon sheet. This is not a necessity. If you don't have one, it's not a big deal. But is that cutting out the right thing? I sure hope it is. I didn't even check design space. Yeah, it sure is. There's just a lot of little divots in a kiss mark. Yeah, so we're going to be using a Teflon sheet. Again, not 100% necessary. If you don't have one, it's not a big deal. I'm going to cut the excess off of this. Look at that beautiful piece of scrap. Weed this up. Go slow when weeding something like this, and you might be able to get it all in one go. Sometimes with things like this, it's good to rock your vinyl as well when pulling it up. Oh, look! Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And that's going to lay right like that. Okay. So now we have that weeded. Looks great. We're going to grab our Easy Press mat. Going to get our shirt. Our Easy Press is still preheating. It will beep and go green when it's finished preheating. Oh, it's finished. Okay, now for shirts like this, we want to go about 3 inches down from the neckline and keep it centered, good and centered. So I'm going to place it here like that and then hold it up for me. God, that looks pretty darn good the first time. Okay, let's get out our measuring tape here. Measure from the end of a word over, end of a word over. That's pretty darn close. I think I'm going to leave it. That looks darn good. Ooh, I love this question. Micah says, what's the difference between parchment paper and butcher's paper? I love this. So there's a difference between parchment paper, butcher's paper, freezer paper, and wax paper. The closest in comparison is parchment paper and butcher's paper. So technically, normally, Micah, the only big difference is that butcher's paper is usually thicker than parchment paper. Wax paper has a wax coating on both sides. Freezer paper has wax coating on one side. Parchment paper doesn't have a wax coating, and butcher's paper doesn't have a wax coating. So normally, it's just that butcher's paper is a little bit thicker. There you go. Great question, though. Great question. Okay, so our kiss is going to go right about here, just like that. Now, you might be saying, okay, let's go ahead and heat this down. But you have just placed your kiss onto plastic. You've placed it on this transfer sheet. That's not going to work. If you want to place 2 layers of HTV down, you have to place them one by one. Even if you lifted this up and put that under there and then start heating it, you're like, well, that's on the bottom now. But then you have plastic from this invading into some of your white letters. So better safe than sorry. Do these one at a time. Now, I'm going to place my piece of Teflon sheet over that right there and start heating this up. I like to start in the middle and move my way out. And again, this Teflon sheet, I think I said parchment paper. This Teflon sheet is not 100% necessary. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. What it does is it's good for protecting materials if you have a delicate material like silk or something like that, and you want to, or suede, and you want to make sure it's nice and protected, you could do that. Or if your design, like this design here, if you are going to add your little kissy mark to it, and it doesn't have a Teflon, or it doesn't have like a transfer to it, then you can use your Teflon sheet as the transfer. So let me show you that. I'll demonstrate that here in a second for you. Because the name of the game here is to always protect your HTV. You don't ever want to do anything that could cause your HTV to burn or to bubble up in a bad way or anything like that. So you have your Easy Press. This one does not have a timer on it. That is totally fine. You don't really need a timer. If you're a beginner, you might want a timer, I understand. But really, you'll know when it's down. You'll be able to see when it's down. So we're going to do a warm peel on a project like this, a shirt like this, which means we're going to let it cool down a little bit, but not quite a cold peel. So let me see here. Which one is best to use when doing HTV projects, butcher's paper or parchment paper? I normally only use parchment paper, but I'd be willing to try something different if it works better. So Micah, if you're using parchment paper, that's fine. Use it till it's gone. I don't want you to like waste it unless you can use it in the kitchen. I do prefer butcher's paper if I'm picking between the two, just because it is a little bit thicker. So that's my takeaway. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So Griselle, Kat, Maria, Nanette, they all kind of agree with me here, Micah. So good question. Thanks for asking the question. Jan, can't you just notch in the big sheet? You absolutely can. If you wanted to take this, and Becca does that sometimes, and cut that out, you can absolutely place your lips on there at the same time if you wanted to do that. I would call that advanced, Jan. I would call that, oh, see our K's not stuck on there good? Place it right back. Heat your little K down. I would call that advanced. Just like I was thinking about, you know, when I put this vinyl on the mat and there was some space at the bottom, I thought about going ahead and like moving the lips to the same mat and just placing a piece of the pink HTV down on the bottom. But again, I would call that a little bit advanced. For all the beginners that are watching, I really wanted to keep it super simple. But Jan, you got me. You could absolutely cut a little, shape out of there, place it down. And guys, this doesn't mean like I've failed at the project. If you have to reheat your shirt, it is no big deal to do that at all. Stacy says, I like a Teflon sheet. Yes, I like a Teflon sheet too. If you have them, we love them. The only thing I don't love is that you can't see through it very well. I don't know why. Get one that you can. I do like that you can see through butcher's paper and parchment paper especially because it's thinner. But but I like to see my design. I'm a little bit weird that way. Is there a way to know an HTV vinyl has gone bad? Beth, I love this question. You guys are asking insanely good questions today. So you can tell if your vinyl has gone bad a couple of different ways. So number one, it will not stick to anything. That could be regular vinyl or HTV. Also, it will feel completely different. Regular vinyl will tend to, you know how you can like stretch regular vinyl a little bit? It will completely tear. Like if you rip it, it'll just like pop apart and not have any give to it at all. Okay, let's try again. Ooh, this looks great. So we're just removing this slowly. Just like that. Beautiful. Now let's say I toss this, I throw it away, and I forget about it. I'm going to lay my little lips down here like that and go to heat it, but wait. We need to protect this HTV. Well, how are we going to do that? You can do that one of two ways. You can take a Teflon sheet and place that down. That's a really great reason to have a Teflon sheet handy for you. Or you can take this that you just peeled off of it, this transfer, and place it back down. Now, one thing that I've noticed in my years of cricketing is you see where this clear is kind of hitting right here on the corners of this? That actually causes an indent in the HTV. So I'm going to remove this and cut very close along my line. I don't know why layered HTV does that. Or the transfer, rather. It's not really the HTV that's doing it. It's just the transfer. So I'm going to take that and place it back down just like that. That way I have no transfer sheet hitting any of my letters. Now you can again place this down or place your clear down, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to place this down here. And it doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. You're not hitting the whole thing again. You're just going to be heating your little lips here. That's it. What is the shelf life of vinyl? That's a great question as well. So the normal shelf life is around 2 years. That being said, your shelf life could be much shorter if you keep your vinyl in a damp basement or a hot attic or something like that. If it's nice and climate controlled and well taken care of, your vinyl can stay, it can last a lot longer than that, which around here, to be quite honest with you, we've never had vinyl that lasted 2 years because we've always we've always used it before then. Okay. So what is the normal average shelf life? Oh yeah, Kathy. So Kathy and Loria asked the same exact question. Yeah, absolutely. Or it's around 2 years. Okay, I'm going to remove this. We don't need this anymore. And we'll see how well this stuck. Beautifully. It stuck great. Okay, so let's talk, for all the beginners out there, let's talk about aftercare. Let's talk about care for this beautiful shirt here. You're going to want to wash this inside out on cold water with mild detergent and hang it dry if possible, or tumble dry on low, still inside out. Now, if there is more than 50% cotton in your shirt, always pre-wash it. Pre-wash your shirt before you put iron-on on it, because a shirt that's high in cotton, your shirt's going to shrink, and this HTV has adhered to the fibers of the shirt. So when your fibers shrink, your HTV is going to shrink and look all like wrinkled and rippled and gross. Jan, Rachel should gift the shirt to you. Jan, it's yours if you want it. You can have it if you want it. You're welcome to it. You're welcome to it. Okay, James, you can switch. Actually, stay there. Stay there. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of this incredible handbook while we're on the overhead camera. So this is not a professional bound and laminate. It's not even in order, so I do apologize for that as well. But I just wanted to let you guys know, if you do join, you do get access to that amazing free course, and you do get the digital download of this O&L Cricut Academy handbook, which you can then print out, laminate, bind, whatever you guys want to do. So we have a blade glossary. It shows you, all the blades, what the blades do, what the tips do, what everything does. We have some Cricut mats. We have some shortcuts in Design Space, what to use with which mat material-wise. We have some tips here. You can scan these QR codes for our favorite, like the tool caddy, the glue gun, and our Amazon storefront. We have some great terminology that's super helpful for beginners, and then some more terminology back here. I mean, we have a lot. There's a ton. There's a ton to see in this awesome handbook. Sorry, it was a little out of order. I gotta have Becca get that back in order for me. Yeah. Now, I think Kathy asked a question here. If you have used your vinyl, is there a Okay, thank you, James. If you've used your vinyl, is there a lifespan for your project? Like, is there a shelf life after use? Does that make sense? Kathy, it makes perfect sense. I am going to say it kind of like I say everything, which is a bit vague, I'm sorry, but it's kind of like changing the oil in your car. It depends on how much you use it. If you wear this once a year for New Year's Eve, it'll last you a decade. You know what I'm saying? But if you wear this every single week and you're washing it twice a week, you're going to run up miles on your shirt and it's not going to last as well. Also, with regular adhesive vinyl, I'm going to say just like the shelf life. If you put adhesive vinyl on a sign and put it outside in the elements, it's not going to last near as long as if it's on a plastic charger from like the Dollar Tree sitting in your kitchen, you know? So that's going to last a lot longer. I would say HTV, before it starts not looking perfect just like the day you put it on, I would say about 15 washes. Now, nice washes, like, you know, cold water, inside out, all that good stuff. I'd say about 15 washes, and it's going downhill after that. Great question, though. Great question. Where do we get that? Michaela, so this O&L Cricut Academy Handbook is completely free, along with the Cricut course in its entirety. 22 videos teaching you exactly how to master your Cricut, straight out of the box, everything you need to know. We've had Cricketers who consider themselves like professional Cricut crafters who took this course like for fun and still learned things. It's incredible. So if you have been Cricketing for a day or 5 years, you will absolutely love the Oak and Lamb Cricut course. It's free to all members of Oak and Lamb monthly or yearly. So you can grab that and then get the digital download of the handbook and print that out if you would like. We are having an incredible sale on that membership. It is $45 off using the code JINGLE at checkout. Grab that for sure to get the cut files, the free commercial use licensing, the free courses, the member-only Facebook group, the member-only videos, and more. We have so much to offer here at Oak and Lamb. So ask any questions that you have about Iron-On, about Oak and Lamb, about our sale going on if you have any questions. The sale's ending on December 31st, so if you have ever wanted to become a member, this is the best sale ever. This is the only sale where we grandfather you into that price year after year. Every other sale of the year is just a one-time sale coupon code. So the next year, it'll go up in price to full price. Not with this sale, though. Even if we happen to raise their prices in a couple of years or whatnot, you still get locked into that price. If you want to stay with us for 5 years, in 5 years, if we have a couple thousand cut files and so many free courses, you still get the same exact price for all of that value, which is amazing. So definitely go join. Let me see. I have some t-shirts that are over 2 years old, and I wash inside out and dry full heat, and they're still like new. Lorraine, that's great. I'm so glad that your shirts have lasted so long. That's amazing. Washing inside out is honestly like one of the keys. I think it's very underrated, not talked about a lot. Washing your shirts inside out matters a lot for sure. Loria, we agree. She says 143 vinyl is the best. Quality is by far better. We agree. We've tried a lot of different vinyls, and of course we're always open to trying different brands and things like that. We don't really ever stick with one brand and like don't try others. We love to try different brands and test different brands and prices and all that. So yeah. Okay. Let me see. Oh my gosh, Nicole, Nikki. She just became a member. Nikki, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining Oak and Lamb. We are so excited. Right after the live, I will send you your welcome email so you can see mine, Becca, and Anna's favorite cut files, as well as see how you can click and go and join our exclusive Facebook group and just start crafting. It's amazing. Thank you so much for joining. That's amazing. That's great. Robin, I think Cricut HTV is the only kind that I have that has gotten old and brittle. I would believe it. I won't bash them too bad in this video, so I'll just say I understand that. Does 143 Vinyl have the Easy Weed in sheets and a multi-pack? A little bit. They absolutely do. They have it in sheets. You can get it in a bulk rolls, or you can get multi-packs. You absolutely can. Look at all of our flock members welcoming Nikki. That's so sweet. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. The ironing on t-shirts is super easy. This one is super cute. It's going to be perfect for New Year's. I can't believe New Year's is coming up already. You know, here comes another couple of months of me writing 2022, scratching out that last 2 and writing a 3. It's going to be that for a couple of months for sure. Yes, Kat. Nikki, welcome to the flock. We're so glad you're here. Okay. Which HTV would you recommend for koozies? So Jennifer, 143 Vinyl is a distributor of Caesar. 143 Vinyl doesn't have a brand of HTV. You know, like StarCraft is kind of like a brand under them or something like that. But Caesar is the HTV that we buy from 143 Vinyl. Okay, so guys, ask any questions that you have. If you don't have any questions, we're going to head on out. James has been walking Charlie around. He is literally exhausted. He is exhausted. Yes. Okay. Also, if you guys happen to be monthly members of Oak and Lamb, if you want to upgrade, you absolutely can do that. You just have to email us, and we'll help you out with that for sure. Okay. We're going to go. If you guys don't have anything, come here. I could die. Come here, James. What are you doing? Oh, my heaven. Oh, Lord. I say I don't want another one, and then I just see stuff like that, and I can't, I can't even deal. It's so sweet. So, do you need me to go and turn it off, James, in a minute, or can you? Okay, I can do that. He's so sweet. Kiss and hug Charlie for me. I will. I sure will. He is the sweetest. We're going to get that baby home, guys. Thank you so much for another great live today. Let me see as well. Hang on, quick. Right before we leave. He would never sleep on me like that. Only his daddy. Ugh. Okay. Hang on. 13,996 subscribers. I really wanted to hit 14 while we were live. Darn. I'm sure we'll hit it today, though. That would be a fantastic thing for me to see. So thank you guys so much for all of you that subscribed. It takes no money, no time at all to subscribe. So thank you guys so much for doing that. We hope that you have a fantastic day. Have a great Thursday. We will see you live on Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern and on Saturday for our New Year's Eve live. So stay tuned for that. We can't wait to see you. And I'm going to say bye and then go over there and turn the live off for James because he is with the baby. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Make some New Year's Eve shirts if you haven't already. If you're a beginner, grab the course or grab the membership so you can get that course for free and start mastering your Cricut to make amazing things every single day. I love you all so much. Have a great day.